What if I told you that 2026 might be the last truly great year for sports cars as we know them? Not because performance is slowing down, but because this is the final moment where naturally aspirated engines, raw driver feedback, and mechanical grip still exist before electrification and the software fully take over the experience. Now, some of the cars on this list are refined weapons. Others are borderline unhinged. A few shouldn't even be street legal, yet here they are, available with license plates today. So we're counting down the 10 best sports cars that you can actually buy in 2026, not based on hype, not on badge loyalty, but on engineering engagement and real world performance. And if you think number 10 is impressive, well, hey, number 1 operates on an entirely different level of reality. So don't click away, because the last 2 cars redefine what sports car even means. So let's start today's countdown at number 10 with the 2026 Nissan Z NISMO. Now, the Nissan Z NISMO is not here to be friendly. This is what happens when Nissan's motorsport division takes a standard Z and deletes the idea of compromise entirely. The twin-turbo 3-litre V6 still produces 420 horsepower and 384 pounds of torque, but the transformation isn't about the numbers, it's about how aggressively the car responds to driver input. Throttle mapping is sharper, boost arrives harder in the mid-range, and this Nismo-tuned transmission refuses to soften shifts for comfort, and that keeps the engine locked in its power band at all times. Everything, and I mean everything, feels intentional. Now, the real upgrade happens underneath. Structural rigidity is increased throughout the chassis, suspension geometry is tightened, and the limited slip differential actively works to rotate the car through corners instead of just following the front tires. Steering feedback is immediate and mechanical, so your hands feel the road, not filtered software decisions. Now, inside, it's focused and minimal. Deep Recaro seats, performance telemetry, and just enough tech to survive daily driving. Now, at roughly $65,000, this is a proper real rear-wheel drive sports coupe that still remembers how to be analog. And guess what? That's only number 10. So let's drop down to number 9. And at number 9, we have the 2026 Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Now, this is the last stand of the American V8 sports car. The Mustang Dark Horse exists for people who still want a car that fights back. Its naturally aspirated 5-litre V8 produces around 500 horsepower, and it's delivered with razor-sharp throttle response and a sound that no turbocharger will ever be able to replicate. Now, whether paired with the 6-speed manual or the 10-speed automatic, acceleration is immediate and relentless, with 0 to 60 times landing in the low 4-second range. But the Dark Horse isn't just about brute force. Adaptive suspension, stiffer chassis tuning, upgraded cooling systems, and a torque biasing differential allow this Mustang to survive repeated hard driving without overheating or fading. Now, optional track focused tires gives the front end real bite, and the car rewards real discipline while punishing sloppy inputs. This isn't a cruiser, it's a legitimate sports car disguised as an American icon. Down to number 8. At number 8, we have the 2026 BMW M2 CS Small. It's violent and it's brutally efficient. The M2 CS takes BMW's already compact M2 and it strips it down to the most aggressive form. The twin-turbo inline-6 is pushed beyond 520 horsepower, and the entire car is recalibrated for immediacy. Weight is reduced through carbon fiber body panels, forged wheels, and a lighter exhaust system. Suspension tuning becomes uncompromising. Steering response sharpens dramatically, and front-end grip improves to the point where the car feels almost telepathic. Acceleration into the mid 3-second range is impressive, But the real magic is how hard the car can be driven repeatedly. Upgraded cooling systems allow sustained track abuse without any power loss. Now, inside, distractions are minimized. Everything exists to serve the driver. This is the BMW reminding the world that true sports cars don't need to be big, they just need to be honest. Down to number 7, and at number 7, the 2026 Porsche 718 Cayman, the GT4 RS. Now, this is not a sports car, this is a scalpel. The Cayman GT4 RS takes a naturally aspirated flat 6 derived from Porsche's racing program and lets it scream past 9,000 RPMs. Power delivery is instantaneous, violent, and completely linear. There's no manual option here, only a lightning-fast dual-clutch transmission that never misses, never hesitates, and never interrupts momentum. Weight reduction is extreme. Carbon panels, thinner glass, and stripped insulation turn the cabin into an acoustic chamber for the engine-mounted inches behind your head. Aerodynamics are functional, not decorative, and the car generates real downforce, meaning grip increases as speed rises. Steering precision is surgical, and mistakes are not forgiven. This is a track car that happens to be street legal, and by the way, it makes no apologies for it. So here's a quick question for you. If you had to build a 3-car garage using only the cars we've covered so far, which ones make the cut? Drop your rankings in the comments below, because the top 5, well, they change the conversation entirely. Now, before we get there, let's go down to number 6. And at number 6, the 2026 BMW M4 Competition xDrive. Now, this is sheer controlled violence. The M4 Competition xDrive blends supercar acceleration with everyday usability, and it delivers over 520 horsepower through an all-wheel drive system that can behave like rear-wheel drive when pushed. Launch control sends it to 60 miles an hour in around 3 seconds. But the real party trick here is how the car rotates on throttle despite putting power to all 4 wheels. Adaptive suspension, massive brakes, and advanced torque vectoring make the car devastatingly fast on real roads, not just drag strips. Now, inside, it feels like a command center. Digital displays, configurable performance settings, and seats that hold you in place when physics starts breaking down. It's a sports car for people who want speed without surrendering any control. Down to number 5, and at number 5, and I have to admit it, hands up, this is my favorite by a long way. I'm talking about the 2026 Aston Martin Vantage. Elegant, dangerous, and addictive. The latest Vantage is the most aggressive Aston Martin has ever built in this size class. Its twin-turbo V8 now produces well over 650 horsepower, and it's delivered through the rear wheels with savage mid-range punch. Chassis rigidity has been increased, suspension retuned, and the electronic differential reacts instantly to driver input, and that allows the car to rotate naturally instead of relying on stability systems. Aerodynamic improvements add high-speed confidence without turning the car into a rolling billboard. Inside, it blends luxury with intent. Low seating, clean interfaces, and a cockpit that feels designed around driving rather than decoration. It's the rare sports car that feels emotional without being fragile. Down to number 4, and at number 4, we have the Nissan GT3 NISMO, the final edition. Now, it's old school, it's furious, and it's relentless. The GT3 NISMO is the final evolution of a platform that refused to die quietly. Its twin-turbo V6 produces 600 horsepower, and it's launched through a brutal all-wheel drive system that delivers face-compressing acceleration. The NISMO treatment stiffens everything. Suspension, chassis bracing, aerodynamics, and carbon fiber body panels, they're not cosmetic. They exist to reduce weight and to increase cooling. Carbon ceramic brakes survive repeated punishment, and the car feels angry every time you floor it. Inside, it's pure function, minimal luxury, maximum intent. This, my friends, is not a comfortable car, it's a weapon. Down to number 3, another favorite of mine, the 2026 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. Now, subtlety is gone with this car. The ZR1 takes Corvette into hypercar territory with over 1,000 horsepower from a twin-turbo flat-plane V8. All of it goes to the rear wheels, no safety net, no apologies. Acceleration figures rival cars that cost 3 times as much. And aerodynamic packages generate massive downforce. Cooling systems are built for abuse, not marketing. So despite the insanity, the interior is modern and surprisingly usable. Multiple screens, performance data logging, and seats capable of holding you in place when gravity loses the argument. This, my friends, is American engineering absolutely unleashed. Down to number 2. At number 2, the Mercedes AMG GT 63 SE Performance. Now, this is what happens when luxury decides to go to war. A hand-built twin-turbo V8 paired with an electric motor produces over 800 horsepower and 4-figure torque output. The hybrid system isn't about efficiency, it's all about violence. The electric motor delivers instant torque, while all-wheel drive ensures nothing goes to waste. Active suspension, rear-wheel steering, and advanced aerodynamics keep nearly 5,000 pounds eerily composed at insane speeds. Now, inside, it's refined, digital, and aggressive all at once. This isn't a Grand Tourer that happens to be fast, it's a missile wearing a tailored suit. So finally, we reach number 1, and at the top of this list, the 2026 Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Now, this isn't the best sports car of 2026, it's the most focused road legal machine that's ever been built. Naturally aspirated flat 6, revving to 9,000 RPMs, rear-wheel drive, and aerodynamics capable of producing race car levels of downforce. Suspension derived directly from motorsport, by the way. Now, straight line speed doesn't matter here. Corner speed absolutely does. Braking zones shrink, throttle applications happen earlier, and grip increases as speed rises. Everything, and I mean everything inside the car, serves one purpose: lap time. Fixed buckets, fabric door pulls, and performance telemetry front and center. So this is not transportation, it's a philosophy, and that's why it's at number 1. Now, if you want real performance breakdowns, not just the hype, not badge worship, do me a favor and make sure you're subscribed. Like the video if you enjoyed the list, and I'll see you, my fellow sports car lovers, on the next one. Have a great day.